Well, good evening, everyone. We welcome you to Kurtz Field as we get set for first of a 3-games contest between the Bobcats and the Patriots of Francis Marion. Here in the bottom of the first, scoreless ball game. Runner at second and 2 down as Cam Hill at the plate. In the top half of the first inning, Will Hardy struck out looking for Francis Marion. John Mitchell Carter delivered a double on the first pitch he saw. Lanil Gonzalez with a ground out to third and the ground out to short off the bat of Darius Nobles. As Hill with a big cut and a miss to even the count at 2-2.
Do swell here at Kurtzfield. Gotcha.
Your first one, right?
Yeah. Now, so folks, quick apologies here as we are joining the contest a little bit late. Had some technical difficulties, and it appears as though we have ironed those out and are ready to bring you the rest of this ball game here today. Didn't miss much, as Scott said, just a double there. It was hit pretty good to right center. Big cut and a miss there, and Hill goes down on strikes to end the first inning. We're going to stick around, though, I think, maybe and do the starting lineups through the break. Is that okay with you, Scott?
Well, that's quite all right with me, Al.
All right, so that's what we'll do. But, yeah, so just to recap the top half, I think we're going to see a little bit of the field conditions come into play with the only hit that we've had so far, that double to right center. It was a good charging hit, and but once it hit the turf, it just stopped dead. So I think pretty soggy out there in the outfield. So we might see, once the balls hit the outfield grass, going to slow down considerably because nothing happened with that ball. Even though it looked like it was going to go into the gap, it just stopped.
Yeah, center field is. You can tell that it's pretty soggy out there. So hopefully that will not come into play too much here. But you're right, we had a whole lot of rain the last few days here, and finally a couple of days of sunshine, or a day and a half of sunshine.
Okay.
Trying to break things up here.
So Scott, how about you give them the lineup there for Francis Marion?
Okay, for the Patriots, as we said, it's Will Hardy, the right fielder, John Mitchell Carter, the left fielder, batting third, Lanil Gonzalez, the DH. Darius Nobles is the first baseman hitting cleanup. And leading off this second inning will be Todd Maddox. He is the third baseman. Grayson Cottingham is the second baseman. Bill Hanna will hit seventh. He's in center field. Dalton Dabbs is the catcher, batting eighth, and batting ninth, Sam Stanskas. He is the shortstop for the Patriots. Josh Bobrovsky is the starting pitcher for Francis Marion. Get the GC defensive alignment. Grazzini is in left, Hill in center, Saunders in right. Mendlinger is holding down third base duties, Young at shortstop, Gentry at second, Brown at first, and Holloway catching in Kyle King.
All right, King, as he delivers the first pitch here to Maddox. Catches the outside black for a strike there. All right, so King on the year, having a great season so far, making his third appearance, a 1-0 record with a .82 ERA. 11 innings pitched, 7 hits against him. 8 now after that double in the top of the first, as this one carries out of play, so an 0-2 count. Let's see, the rest of those numbers, 1 run on the year. It was earned, 3 walks to 11 strikeouts. Great ratio there, and opponents hitting just 200 against the righty from Johns Creek.
And Maddox in an 0-2 hole now as King goes to work. Big cut and a miss, chased one up above the strike zone, it looked like, as that's the second strikeout. One swinging, one looking now.
Fifth-year guy is Kyle King for Georgia College. Came to GC as a catcher. Spent his first couple of years actually as a reserve catcher, bullpen catcher for the Bobcats. And then once Coach Eller got here, shifted him to a pitching role. Started that first season in the bullpen, and then the last 2 have been in the starting rotation for the weekend.
Cottingham cues it down to first base. Easy play for Casey Brown. And 2 down quickly here in the top of the second inning. That one just skipped off the end of the bat right at the glove of Brown.
So kind of a fun story for Kyle as, you go from bullpen catcher to, your Friday night starter in the Peach Belt Conference. I mean, your ace of sorts. We got a couple of good arms this year, it appears so far, but King has been the best of the bunch and is the most experienced. He's going after a master's now in supply chain management, one of the newer master's programs at GC.
Bill Hanna takes one low and away, the center fielder for the Patriots, with 2 out and nobody on.
Bill's had some pretty good numbers, if I remember right. I was looking at his stuff.
Got 10 hits to tie him for the team lead in that category. Swings and fouls into the backstop. Evens the count at 1-1. He comes in at .313 for the season. He's driven in 4 runs. This Patriot squad is hitting .259 as a team.
Yeah, got 4 guys, it appears, up over that 300 mark among their regulars, and then it drops off considerably after that.
Strike on the outside corner. Pushes the count to 1-2 now on Hannah with 2 out and nobody on for FMU here. They are 4-3 coming in. Their first Peach Belt Conference game of the season tonight.
Low
Tried
away.
tried to get him to chase that slider away.
Pitching numbers have been good for Francis Marion. That's why they're 4-3 on the year as just a 3.34 team ERA.
Yeah, that's about a half a run lower than the Bobcats ERA right now. 2-2 pitch off the fist, foul to the top of the backstop and then over our roof.
That ERA is 4th in the Peach Belt Conference, 37th in the country. How about this? The top ERA in the league, Flagler College, 1.94.
As a team.
Holy cow.
In aluminum bat era. Wow.
Good stuff.
No wonder they're 7-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll get your job done. If the other guys don't score, they can't win, right?
Ground ball to shortstop. Comes up nicely for Cash Young. All across the diamond, and he'll get him. And a 1-2-3 inning for Kyle King and the Bobcats as they go down in order on a strikeout and 2 groundouts. So 0-0 heading to the bottom of the second here at the Kurtz.
What do you think here, Scott? Did we give the starting lineup for GC yet?
Did not get to that.
Okay,
so.
let's stick around through another break. I'm going to make you talk some more. What do you say?
All right. Earning my pay here. This. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way.
Yeah, same to you, sir.
Thank you. The producer's really happy that I'm spending Valentine's Day away, as is your bride.
The assistant SID, I guess.
Let's check out the Bobcat lineup. Austin Holloway is the leadoff man for GC at 7-0 on the year. 3-0 in Peach Belt play. Holloway the catcher tonight. Cal Gentry batting second and playing at second base. Cash Young is the shortstop, batting third. Batting cleanup is the center fielder Cam Hill. And Casey Brown will start this bottom of the second inning when we get going again here. Brown playing at first base, batting sixth and playing at left field, Paul Grazzini. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, Hunter Heiss. Batting eighth and playing at third base, Noah Mendlinger. Batting ninth and playing in right field, Jay Saunders. And as you heard, of course, Kyle King on the mound for GC.
They're all taking on Josh Bobrowski. Bobrowski has been a good one for Francis Marion this year. A 1-1 record in his 2 appearances thus far. And a 1 even ERA. 9 innings pitched. He's given up just 7 hits, 3 runs. Only one of them earned, though, so wasn't helped out by his defense. 5 walks and 20 strikeouts. That's right, 20 strikeouts in just 9 innings. So the lefty will miss some bats.
Senior from Lutz, Florida, 6'3" and 190, and he can bring it. We saw some warm-up tosses come popping in there.
Looked like he lost some footing there a couple of times as well. I don't know if that's part of the wind-up like Mitch Williams back in the day, where he just flopping around out there. But
first pitch, low it inside to Casey Brown. Casey off to a good start, 407. He started all the ball games on the season. 11 hits and 27 plate appearances, including a home run. He's driven in 10 runs, and that ties him for second on the squad. Lifts it foul out of play, first base side, over toward the softball diamond. Going to be busy here tomorrow with Bark in the Park for softball as North Greenville visiting. And we'll have the Bobcats and the Patriots at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
yeah, that softball matchup starts at 1, so they'll get the day started. And probably should about finish up around the same time. Of course, softball plays 2 7-inning ball games. But a 2 p.m. start for baseball. Yeah, so a nice full day here on West Campus. Hopefully the weather will be nice tomorrow. I think it's going to be a little bit chilly.
1-2 pitch. Got him on a changeup, it looked like. Took something off it, and Brown is a strikeout victim. That's 2 by Bobrowski. So here's Paul Grazzini, and I'm interested in seeing him. This is my first chance to see the Bobcats in action. They've only had one other home game. That was last week against West Georgia. Grazzini, a .419 batting average. He's had 13 hits already, and that's second to Cam Hill on the squad. Home run and 13 RBI, also 4 two-baggers for the left-handed hitting left fielder. Fastball outside, 1-0.
Yeah, nice mix of complete tools I've seen from Grazzini so far. He's got some good power, he'll hit well for average as well, and adds a little bit of speed to it too. I mean, he's been very busy on the base paths. So scored from second on a shallow single to left field against West Georgia in our only other home game we've had. And it was one of those plays where I was like, as soon as he rounded third, I was like, he got no shot. You know, he's going to get done down at the plate. And then, sure enough, he was able to get in underneath the tag.
Nice to have speed. You can't teach speed. Grazzini, a transfer from Gordon State down in Barnesville. And a 1-1 pitch coming. Cuts on and misses the fastball. Bobrovsky pitching from the set position at all times. He's ahead of Grazzini here, looking for his third straight strikeout. Bobcats breaking out some new uniform tops this year, and the new green uniforms with the Nike swoosh.
Yeah, got away from the pinstripes. Got to move to the green instead.
That one's high, and it's 2-2. And Coach told me before the game that he's got some royal blue uniform tops coming.
Oh, okay.
So
all right.
the old Bobcat blue, the new Bobcat blue, I should say.
There you go. Yeah, we of course have the deal with BSN and Nike, so all of our gear is Nike focused now.
Fastball just missed low and inside a little bit. And that loads the count up 3-2. First time that Bobrovsky has had a 3-ball count on a Bobcat batter today. GC looking for its first knock. Bobcats come in at 387 as a team, and that's good for number 1 in the Peach Belt, number 4 in the nation in Division II baseball. The payoff pitch coming. Strike 3, and he knew it. Caught looking is Grazzini.
Yeah, it looked like a breaking pitch. Started on the inside of the plate and snapped to the outside. I think maybe Paul thought it was going to break off the plate, and it did not. Just hung on to that edge.
So 2 down on 2 strikeouts, and Hunter Heiss will stand in. Heiss a .333 batting average as he hits the plate. This is game number 5 for him in his 4th start. He's the DH tonight.
Yeah, Heiss, I think, has been getting the DH role when we have lefties. We've been looking at, I believe it's Matt White that was doing the DH for the right-handed set of things.
It's got a piece of that one, evens the count at 1-1.
Heiss, a big frame. He's a transfer from USC Upstate Division I program up in South Carolina, and so the first baseman by trade, I believe. And because Brown's been hitting the ball so well, that doesn't leave first base open for him, so he's jumping in here at DH instead.
Over but low, and it's 2-1.
But I think they're expecting some power from the young man, and we'll see if he can bring that to the table maybe here today.
Hunter with a home run on the season.
Yeah, I think that came at Augusta over the weekend. That first Peach Belt Conference Series, of course, the Bobcats beat up on the Jaguars a little bit last week.
Boy, they did. That's fouled back, and it evens the count at 2-2. Bobcats with, in that third game at Augusta, 8 runs in the 8th and 8 more in the 9th, and wound up winning with 22 runs in that ball game.
Yeah, the three ball games were 9-0, 10-7, and then 22-6 in the closer. Once you get kind of deep into bullpens, Bobcats going to take advantage. And it looks like Heiss goes down on strikes there.
Yep.
Had to complete the play to first base.
And
uncomfortable swing, and closed him out there.
Yeah, Bobrovsky did a great job striking out the side here in the second inning. So the Bobcats failed to get a runner on, and we'll go to the top of the third inning in a scoreless ball game so far. Talking about that Augusta series, Coach Elder was saying that Jaguars were flapping their lips a little bit, and GC kind of took exception to it, and were able to talk with their bats, especially late in the 3-game set, and came away with a big win in the third game of the set. Nothing here, just one hit between the two teams so far. That was Carter back in the top of the first inning with a two-bagger to right center. So we're settling into what looks like, early on at least, a pitcher's duel here for the Bobcats and the Patriots of Francis Marion.
Did you talk through another break?
Yeah, I didn't know if I saw Andrew walking around, so I didn't think he was going to be able to push any buttons. So
yeah, we're not doing any commercials or anything today. We're a little bit short-staffed this weekend. I think Valentine's weekend I lost a lot of my regulars to potential dates and things like that. I appreciate you, the folks that were able to fight through the weekends and join us here. But yes, we're kind of working with some crew doing things that they haven't done in the past, and we won't have some of the bells and whistles, but we'll give you the action. And heck, you got a Hall of Fame broadcaster telling you about it, so that's good.
Yeah, that and $1 will probably get you coffee somewhere.
No,
I
no,
guess.
it won't. You're going to need
Not
about
anymore?
5 at least,
Okay,
right?
yeah. Depends on where you go, right?
$1. Yeah, I'm not drinking a $1 cup of coffee, man. That's not going to be high quality.
Dalton Dabbs starts things off for the Patriots and sees the count go 2-0 on him.
Dalton Dabbs, a catcher, and with the name Dalton, it automatically makes me go to Darren Dalton.
Yep.
Back in the day for the Phillies.
Yep, your Phillies.
Yep, back in the day, I had season tickets to the Phils as a youth. Got to see lots of great baseball down there, including the World Series ball game.
Darren Dalton 0 for 7 on his season.
Well, Dalton Dabbs is. Darren Dalton's
Dabbs,
not
yeah.
playing anymore.
Well, okay. The other Dalton.
Yes, this one.
And your other brother.
Yeah, your
And it's a
brother
3-0
Darryl.
as Kyle King now turns his back to home plate and kind of settles himself, takes a deep breath. Try to throw strikes here. They've only had one base runner to this point. And he misses on 4 straight. So King issues a free pass to a guy who has no batting average.
Yeah, number 8 hitter in the lineup too, so things are about to flip over to the top here pretty soon. I got to imagine this young man here, Stanskis, going to maybe be charged with laying down a bunt here, see if Francis Marion can get a hold early.
The shortstop looks down at Coach Inabinet to see what his marching orders are. Art Inabinet, 20 years now as the head coach of the Francis Marion Patriots. Congratulations, Coach. Toss to first, see if Stanskis was going to tip his hand, and he did not. .235 batting average for Sam.
Patriots, of course, have been very strong under Inabinet's watch. Won a regional right here in this place at 2006, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah. Thank you very much for reminding me.
Yeah, I don't like to say it because of course, that means they took down the Bobcats in the process, but won a regional, so a World Series trip there, and then also we kind of returned the favor back in 2010. Went up to their place and the Bobcats pulled out the regional win.
Yeah, at the old ballpark. Yep.
Yeah.
That was thrilling.
We got that press box over on the third base side, and I kind of do air quotes with that. Old Hawkins said, making things happen up there in Francis Marion. Now they got the beautiful place there with the press box named after my guy,
Exactly.
Michael Hawkins. So
There you go.
That's one of those lifetime goals for this guy, I'll tell you. Give me a facility named after me, and I think I can pack it in. That's about the pinnacle of things, I think.
Don't need to hang a banner for Al. Just put a name on something.
Yeah, just put on a trash can. I don't care.
0-1 pitch. He squares and takes a strike, and that is not pleasing, Mr. Inabinet, down the third base coach's box.
Yeah, Art's taking a pretty close inspection to his shoes right now. Is hanging his head some, and
But
we're going to have to see.
He'd already had one conversation with Stanskis.
Yeah, after that first strike.
First strike, yeah. Son, you bunt strikes. You bunt strikes. 0-2, and he looks at one high.
So no bunt to show there on that last one. Still scoreless here in the top of the third, it is. And only hit has gone to Francis Marion. That double back in the first. Been some good pitching so far.
Brown holding it first with Dabbs with that leadoff walk. Stanskis is squaring again with a 1-2 pitch to him, and instead will go to first.
With how early he squared, I got to think that's probably a bit of a bluff there. So Paul Grazzini better be careful over there at third base. If he slaps one that way, he might be rearranging his teeth a little bit.
Still
Check that.
one.
That's not Grazzini. I'm sorry. That's Noah
I was
Mendlinger
wondering,
over there at third.
Yeah.
Getting my new folks mixed up.
So here comes 1-2. Threatens a bunt. Snap throw back from catcher Austin Holloway, not in time.
Looked like maybe a pitch out there. I don't know what that was. As that might have been something designed, because that pitch was good up and away. You know, I mean, that was.
And it was well away.
And it was straight too. You know, it wasn't like a curveball that went
something got away
scooting
from
out of his hand or something.
So we'll try 2-2 now. Swing and a miss. Took something off it. That was the changeup, I believe, that Kyle King can throw and throw well. And then it'll be his third strikeout. 2 swinging and 1 looking. 1 down, back to the top for Hardy, who is looking at strike 3, his first plate appearance.
Big out there. You get the out without the runner advancing. Now we're back to the top of the order with some bats that have had a little bit more success so far this year. So,
yeah, I imagine they'll try to stay away from sack bunt here. First pitch to Hardy, bends in for a strike.
Looks like back-to-back lefties coming up here too, so the numbers kind of fading in Francis Marion's favor. You were going to say, Scott?
I was just going to say, apparently we do not see the curveball from Kyle King. He'll throw a fastball, changeup, and slider. So not a whole lot of curve working, and he just shook his hand there. I don't know if he's got the feeling, maybe the cold temperature is starting to affect the fingers and the grip some.
Yeah, what are we looking at? Probably about, low 50s now? We're not in the 40s yet, are we?
I wouldn't think, not yet, but
it's going to get there, I think.
It will get there, yeah. We're supposed to be maybe upper 40s by the time this one finishes. Right down the middle for a strike.
Yeah, I got 54 right now, Scott. And of course, it's a pretty clear night. Not too many stars out yet.
Are there stars out tonight?
Well,
I don't know if it's cloudy or bright.
Well, I think they're technically out every night. Just as to whether or not you can see them.
You can see them. Thank you. So, yes, welcome back to GC Bobcat baseball.
Yep, you get the Hall of Famer and you get this guy. That's part of the deal, folks.
That's part of the deal. Hardy took that one way outside.
Take the good and take the bad. Facts of life.
Brown still over holding the bag with Dabbs. And that one bounces away. That will get the runner to second base. It'll be a wild pitch.
I think it passed ball there, actually.
Did
that hit the dirt? I don't think
I heard it hit something.
Yeah, I think it tipped off his glove. I'm going to go pass ball and maybe take a look at the video.
So tentatively, we got a pass ball on Holloway to get the runner to second base with a 1 down. So Dabbs in scoring position, just the second Patriot to get to that point. Kyle King with a 2-2. Off the end of the bat, into left field for a base hit. Grazzini will hold the runner at third base, as that one found its way past the glove of Cash Young, who went back to his right a little bit but could not flag it down.
He had some timely hitting there, taking advantage of a pretty tiny gap to work with on that left side as well. But
So
now we're in some trouble.
Yeah, Dabbs checking into third base. He's there with Hardy at first and only 1 down for John Mitchell Carter, who delivered that double in the first inning. And that was on the first pitch he saw. So he hasn't really been able to see much off the slants of Mr. King yet. Kyle King trying to get out of the inning here and leave those runners on the base paths. Bender in for a strike.
Double play ball would be awful nice right now.
That's what Bobcat fans are wishing for here. Patriot fans want a big knock out of Carter. Came in hitting just 133. That was his first extra base hit of the season. Big cut and a miss, and he's down on an 0-2 hole. So King doesn't have to throw him anything juicy right here. See if he can get him to chase. Started off with a walk, the passed ball, and then the ground ball base hit to left. Hardy wouldn't chase up high. And He steps out of the batter's box. Time requested at the plate. Looking into the Bobcat dugout for some reason.
Scott took another look at it, so
Okay.
if you are scoring at home, we're going to stick with pass ball on that play. Yeah, big situation here, Scott. You got the 1-2 count. Strikeouts great. Double play balls even better. Going to be a little tricky with the lefty batter at the plate because that gives him an extra, step and a half to try and beat out that double play ball. And we do have a delay here. I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, the home plate umpire took a long look into the Bobcat dugout for some reason.
Yeah, not sure.
Haven't heard anything as yet, but now Carter steps back in and awaits a 1-2. Checks his swing. Strike 3 call.
Whew.
Nice pitch on the inside corner for King as Carter was going to offer at it. Held up at the last second, then got rung up.
Kyle snapped the glove at that ball that came back at him from Holloway, too. He was a little bit fired up about getting that K in a big spot. And now that sets you up for a lot of different ways to try and get out of this jam, but still got to buckle down and focus on his batter.
4 strikeouts now for Kyle King. And he faces Gonzalez with runners at the corners and 2 down. First pitch is away.
Gonzalez has been one of their best. Came into the ball game with a 357 average. No extra. Actually, no, he does have a triple and a home run. So 2 extra base hits among his 5 so far this year. What did he do first time? Was this the guy that had the double?
No, this is the ground out to third that Mendlinger got him. That one breaks in for a quick strike. That slider has just got a lot of nasty movement to it.
Yeah, it's that backdoor type pitch. You got the lefty batter as it starts outside and snaps into the zone on you.
So King now evens the count 1-1. Going after Lineal Gonzalez, and it's high and away, 2-1. That one might have gotten out of the grip of the hand a little bit.
Kyle waved something off there to start off. Might have been thinking that slider again because he definitely went with a fastball. But he waved off a pitch and decided to go with that fastball but missed.
2-1.
Ooh.
Swing and a miss. He chased the fastball. Could not catch up to it. And deuces wild, Mr. Weston, once again.
Yeah, having trouble catching up with the speeds of King. Early swinging late as well. And now we're 1 pitch away from escaping out of this third.
King to the belt and a 2-2. Fouled off left side up near the house.
Got to hope that maybe that might ignite the bats a little bit. Still hitless so far in this ball game after 2 frames, and this is the #1 hit team in all of Division II baseball right now. Came into this ball game with 105 hits, top in NCAA Division II baseball, and have worked through 2 frames and don't have a single one yet.
Swing and a miss. Picked up out of the clay by Holloway. Going to tag him out to complete the put out for out number 3. And a big couple of punch outs there with the runners at first and third and only 1 down. Kyle King comes on strong. And they leave the runners stranded. We'll go to the third, bottom of the third, I should say. Bobcats come up trying to get their first knock of the day in a scoreless ball game. Back with you at the Kurtz as we get set for the bottom of the third. Bobcats will have 8, 9, and 1 due up. Mendlinger. Noah, I promise I'll get your name right before you leave here.
Poor Noah. You know, I mean, that's a bulky name. There's just some pieces there that don't typically go together.
Well, especially old tongues can't work around at Mendlinger. I'll just have to say it about 12 times in a row.
Yep.
Then Jay Saunders, and then back to the top for Austin Holloway. So here is Noah. Looks at a fastball. It just somehow tickled the outside black. And it's 0-1 to Mendlinger, a .357 batting average with a home run and 8 runs batted in. Most of the regulars have started every single ball game for Coach Eller this year.
Yeah, outside of that DH spot, there hasn't been much change. Right field is kind of a battle right now between Jay Saunders and Matthew Chester. Looks like Saunders has the upper hand for at least the time being, as he's in the lineup here today.
Spanks that one foul. It's 1-2. That hit the chalk of the right-hand batter's box. I haven't seen that too many times.
Kind of chopped it down in there.
Yep.
Noah, of course, in his second year with the Bobcats, spent last year as in the depth chart for catcher. I got to imagine he'd be a reserve option behind the plate this year as well. Got kind of extra catchers all over the place if you think about it. As the aforementioned Jay Saunders.
What a
nice
catch.
big grab on the field over there.
Nice job.
All
and
right. That's not easy. Oh, look at a cartwheel, too. How about
I
it?
wish we could have gotten that one. Holy smoke, we got some outstanding fans here.
Oh,
Great fielding fans.
Battle in the slope. He makes the catch and then adds in a flare at the end. My goodness. But back to Mr. Noah. I know the one of the more respected hitters on the Georgia College squad. A lot of guys think he's got one of the more dangerous bats in the lineup. And so making that move to third base, playing some third for us this year with the spot left open, of course, by the graduation of Garrett Green.
Bobcats have been impressive, just 6 errors in the first 7 ball games, and Mendlinger tips that one into the catcher's mitt. And that is 4, make it 5 straight strikeouts here by Bobrovsky.
Well, again, came in with 20 in his 9 innings pitched. So as advertised, as that is 5 he said in a row.
Yep.
My goodness. So he is up to 25 on the year.
He ended the first with a K, struck out all 3 Bobcats in the second, and now strikes out Mendlinger. Here's Jay Saunders now, the right fielder, and he checks his swing on a high hard one, but went around, says the home plate umpire. And 0-1 to Jay, a .375 batting clip with 9 hits, 4 of them doubles. He's driven in 6 runs thus far. And usually at the bottom of the order for the Bobcats. He'll foul that one back to the backstop, and he's in a 0-2 hole now.
Of course, Jay as well, one of these former catchers for GC.
Right.
He was actually was a starting catcher for us last year for a couple of weeks while Austin Holloway was on the shelf with an injury. And so that makes him. We got Sam Sly that has done some catching and also can play other positions in the infield and outfield. So lots of versatility going on here.
It's skied out of the play to the right side. Well, usually your catchers, at least here at Georgia College, have been very great athletes.
Mm-hmm.
They're not just, lumbering kind of dudes that just power the ball over and slowly get around the base paths. We've had several Bobcat catchers in the past, as that one's outside for a 1-2 count now, that have led the team in stolen bases.
Of course,
Brandon Purcell.
Yeah, the most recent thought that way, and Major League draftee as well.
So some good athletes. And there's a ground ball up the middle. It scoots through for a base hit. Saunders at the bottom of the order gets the first knock for the Bobcats. That one just dribbled right over the top of the 6'3" or 6'4" Bobrovsky.
Yeah, he had to chop that one into the clay out in front, and it just kept bounding up the middle. Really didn't let up on speed. And it scooted in between the 2 middle infielders there, Stanskas and Cottingham. Into center. Bobcats have their first hit of the ball game.
It's good to just see him make contact after 5 strikeouts in a row. 1 out, 1 on for Holloway. Holloway a ground out to second base as Cottingham took care of him on an easy ground ball in the first inning. Low and inside on the first offering. Austin 370 batting average prior to his first at bat tonight. Has 10 hits, a double, and a home run included, and 6 runs batted in.
Bobcats with the stolen base and their only other base runner today. That was Cassius Young. If you're thinking about a steal here, Saunders 0 for 2 on the year.
Draws a throw, goes back standing up. That probably was closer than it should have been.
Yeah, kind of awkwardly so. Sort of stumbled a little bit on that first step and, yeah, made it kind of tight.
He and Coach Eller communicating across the diamond. Holloway, the third best hitter in the Peach Belt Conference in batting average last year. And another toss over. Usually you got a decent sized lead if you can get back to standing up. It's an okay lead, I should say, not a decent, but that's a couple of times he's been able to just head back to the bag without diving back in, especially with a left-hander looking right at you. He's going. Pitch is taken for a strike. Throw to second is high, and a stolen base for Jay Saunders.
Well, Bobcats seeing something in this pitcher and catcher combination because, again, that's the first stolen base of the year for Jay Saunders. So of the bunch, not typically counted upon to steal bags, but trying to take advantage of it. I don't know if it's a slow delivery, timing-wise, or something with the catcher on the scouting report, but Bobcats with 2 steals already today.
Well, Saunders is often running as the pitch is outside to Holloway. Saunders is often running when he lifted the leg. He knew he wasn't coming to the plate to the bag, I should say. He was going to the plate.
Yeah, some sort of taking the scouting report and taking an extra look at this tough lefty to see where you can try and find some advantage, and maybe the stolen base is it.
2-1 coming to Austin Holloway. And it's low and inside. Holloway trying to get on base and keep the line moving here in the third inning, as GC has finally gotten its first knock of the day.
So we have a situation kind of like what Francis Marion was trying to create in the top of this inning, where if they would have gotten that sacrifice bunt down, they'd be looking at this, a guy on second with 1 out.
Pitch is high and away, ball 4. So first walk surrendered by Bobrovsky.
Big-time secondary lead for Saunders out at second base. He was dancing off of that bag there and was trying to draw the attention of the infield.
And Bobrovsky, will draw the attention of Coach Inabinet, as Coach Inabinet will bring in the entire infield to talk things over here, with first and second occupied by the Bobcats.
Purely a conversation here, Scott, as there is no action in either bullpen as yet. Of course, a scoreless ball game, that would be kind of odd to see people warming up.
Yeah, this early especially. But just an informational stop for the longtime coach of the Pats. And you got one of the best hitters in Division II baseball striding to the plate here. Cal Gentry, All-American his freshman year. Led the Peach Belt Conference his freshman year, his junior year. And here as a senior, came in at .364 prior to skying out to left field in foul territory in the first inning. It'll be a lefty-lefty matchup. And the senior from Perry stands in, trying to ignite the Bobcat offense here in the third inning.
Of course, Cal now 4 years of starting for the Bobcats. I'm sure going to make all sorts of impact on the record book by the time he's done.
Takes one on the outside corner, sweeping across the letters. Yeah, it's just been a joy to watch Cal Gentry operate at the plate. He just loves to serve the ball up the middle. But he can take pitches either way. And that one's high and away for him to even the count at 1-1.
He's added a little bit of pop, too, over the last couple of years, as he picked up a home run up in Augusta as well.
Yeah, that really, I think, kick-started the offense in that first ball game. 1-1 coming to him. He'll tap it to the right side. It will be a foul ball. Nobles was over there very quickly, of course, to get it, but it rolled just foul by a couple of feet once it got to the glove. So 1-2 now on Gentry. Saunders with a one-out single and a stolen base, and then Holloway with a walk, and that's where we stand here with a one down. Gentry trying to deliver for the Cats. 1-2 is pop foul left side. He had a healthy cut at it, but a little tardy. And Cal stepped out of the batter's box and grabbed the helmet. Maybe he thought that was the pitch of this at bat. Bobbrowski looking in, Bobbrowski, excuse me, according to Hawk. Throw back, no, a bluff to second. They had that cover by Cottingham. Saunders had to get back quickly. Take a little bit off the lead with some attention to Saunders. We go 1-2 once again. Down in the dirt, skips away from the catcher. He can't find it. Now he does. And the wild pitch will send the runners to second and third. So put Saunders at third base and Holloway at second. And the count even up 2-2 to Cal Gentry. Now an opportunity to plate a couple of runs for Gentry. And Gentry stepping out of the box. The old cat and mouse game going here between the batter and the pitcher. 2-2 down in the dirt again. Smothered nicely that time by Dabbs and kept out in front of him. And that loads the count up to Gentry at 3-2. Still nobody up and throwing in the Patriot pen, and a scoreless ball game here. Bottom of inning 3. Bobbrowski with a 3-2. Ball 4 to load him up. That was a close one. But Gentry took it, and that'll fill the sacks for the Bobcats. And Cash Young
stepping up to the plate for the Bobcats.
Now
Cassius
with an
Young.
opportunity to do something big for GC. Young was hit by a pitch in the first inning, stole second, but was stranded there. Let's see if Young can drive in run number 11 on the season at least. Checks a swing, pitches low and away for ball 1. And the home plate umpire is not giving Bobbrowski much of that strike zone right now.
Yeah, that didn't miss by a ton there, Scott.
No.
That's a pitch that the pitcher's going to need in order to have some success.
1-0 pitch now. Fastball low. That one was definitely below the knees, and it's 2-0. And now Cash can be a little selective, right?
Yeah. Get zoned in here, shorten things up, and look for a specific location, specific type of pitch. And we know Young can send the ball over the fence if given the opportunity.
And he rifles it to third, and it skips off his heel into left field. 2 runs will score for the Bobcats. Maddox got over to his left, just one step it looked like, but then it kicked off his back heel.
It looked like it was going right at him. Let's go an error on that play. I think that's the best option.
So E5 and 2 runs score for the Bobcats as Saunders scores easily from third. Holloway was waved in from second. Cal Gentry checks into second base. And Georgia College with a 2-0 lead here in the third inning. Young at first on the error by Maddox. So maybe the floodgates will open up here as the Bobcats have put the ball in play a couple of times in the third inning. And that one's pop foul out of play off the bat of Cam Hill. Hill with a strikeout swinging in the first inning. So Bobrovsky facing another lefty in the lineup for Coach Eller and the Cats. And the 0-1 pitch sails outside. Casey Brown hoping for a at-bat here in the third inning.
Cam Hill among the nation's leaders in hits so far this season. He's actually one off the number one hit guy in the country. Swinging a miss there.
Yeah, he came in with 17 knocks.
Yep, so he's one off the lead there. I think it was somebody up in the Northeast. But Cam, of course, had the huge weekend at Augusta. Had a couple of multi-hit ball games. Sorry, Scott.
That's okay. Just got out of play there. I thought it was going to maybe stay in play, but fouled off. Yeah, Cam hit over 600 against Augusta. Bobcat Athlete of the Week this week.
Yeah, I think it was like 667 or something like that he hit, and just had one ball game where he came a home run shy of the cycle. Just had a great weekend up there in Augusta.
See if he can dial into one here. 1-2 pitch. Runners are going. Pitch is outside for a ball. Throw to third is not in time. And a double steal for the Bobcats. So Coach Eller rolling the dice. Gets the runners into scoring position, both of them now, as Gentry picks up the steal, as does Young, Young's second steal of this contest.
Yeah, again, there must be something that in the scouting report that Bobcats can take advantage on the base pass.
Gentry gets his initial steal of the season. 2-2 pitch now. Low and away, skips off the end of the catcher's mitt, but just outside the circle. And that'll keep everybody where they're at. So the count is full, 3-2 to Cam Hill.
Got first base open, but I'm sure they don't want to load him up. Although that would bring the double play ball back into the potential here.
The reigning freshman of the year in the Peach Belt Conference with a 3-2 pitch coming to him. And he delivers it to the second baseman. That'll score a run as Cottingham will deal to first. Nobles had to adjust the footing there to make the grab. So 4-3 put out. Hill gets the RBI. And the Bobcats have put 3 on the board here in inning number 3. Young went over to third base on that ground out. So that will get Casey Brown to the plate here in the third. Brown struck out swinging his first time up against the Patriot lefty. That one bent him away from the plate. 1-0. Bobrovsky was just sailing along through the first 2 innings and through the first batter here of the third inning.
Boy, was he ever. I mean, just on the rocking chair, right?
Yep. And it's 1-1 now as that one skied off to the right.
You said 5 strikeouts in a row at one point, and then looked like you had a little bit of trouble with the location. You know, I mean, just was at least 1 walk, right?
Yes. Oh, he has had 2 walks this inning. That one got at the letters on the inside corner apparently, and it's 1-2. Brown kind of gave up on that pitch. Now he'll have to battle back. A runner at third, 2 down, 3 in for the Bobcats. Bobrovsky 1 pitch away from getting out of it. Fastball misses low and in. Deuce is wild again here
nice.
at the Kurtz. I'm getting a bunch of them here. You're probably going to get none, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm too distracted.
Bobrovsky gets the sign from Dabbs. And the 2-2. That one's skied out of play again. Going through a lot of baseballs in this bottom of the third inning. Brown staying alive, trying to find a pitch he can work with against the lefty. High and inside.
Yeah, looked like a breaking pitch there that just didn't break. Stayed up on him.
A lot of pitches this inning for Bobrovsky, too, with those 2 walks.
On the ball game as a whole, he's up to 60 with 34 strikes.
The payoff pitch, hit in the air to left center field. Center fielder Hanna cruises to his right. He's in and there and makes the catch. And that will do it for Georgia College. But a good 3rd inning. GC comes up with 3 runs. They only get 1 hit out of it. There's 1 error and 1 runner left in scoring position. So Al will be with you when we come back on the Bobcat Broadcast Network.
Getting back to action here at the Kurtz Field on Georgia College's beautiful West Campus. A little cool tonight as we start to head down to the lower 50s. Of course, my family up in New York would be very embarrassed to hear me say such a phrase as cool when it's lower 50s.
Yeah, well, they don't see me with my big winter jacket on and you standing here in shirt sleeves.
Yeah, there's no camera in the booth, McLeod.
Thank
You don't got to tell them.
That's right.
Darius Noble's the first baseman at the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out to the shortstop. And with the slider there and nip the outside corner, lead him off with a strike.
Well, let's see what King can do with the lead. Maybe he can go a little more aggressive against the Patriot batters.
Bobcats plated 3 in the bottom half of the 3rd and lead this thing 3-0 right now. Swing and a miss by Nobles, and he's deep in a hole here, 0-2.
King kind of humped up that fastball a little bit extra.
Nobles came into the ball game 545, 6 hits and 11 trips. Just a couple of starts, but he's got a double. No, 2 doubles and a home run, so extra base power from the big fella. And it's 1-2.
Yeah, let's see, they've got Nobles listed as 6 foot and 245. So when he hits it, it gets hit pretty far.
2-2 the count. Got him from Greenville, North Carolina, and J.H. Rose High School. He's a junior. Just missed outside. Tried to frame that corner a little bit. Couldn't get it. Now it's a full count. Nobles has been pretty adept there at first base as well. Some fancy footwork from him on a couple of different plays.
Yeah, able to get that 245 moving.
Yeah. Agreed. Payoff pitch. Oh, took something off speed there. Swing and a miss. And down on strikes goes Nobles.
Nobles had a good at bat, though. I mean, he was down 0-2 and worked it full before fanning on that 3-2 pitch.
That is 3 straight strikeouts for Kyle King, and appears to be 6 overall.
So both pitchers getting the OKs next to their name tonight.
A little wheeling and dealing out there.
Yeah, wheeling and dealing.
Todd Maddox, strikeout victim in the 2nd of the swinging variety. Tip foul back behind us.
Maddox, a junior. He's from Winsboro, South Carolina, and Blythewood High School. 6 foot 218.
Leading the team with 10 hits on the year. And a smattering of extra base knocks as well. Lifted to the right side, foul. Brown gives chase, but that'll get down in between the 2 fields here. Again, just the start of quite a bit of home action this weekend, as a baseball series with these Patriots will continue tomorrow at 2 p.m. and then finish off with a Sunday matchup at 1 o'clock. Bobcat softball going to be in action tomorrow against North Greenvilles. The Crusaders come to town for a 2 p.m. start. That pitch misses inside. It's 1-2. Going to try and bring you that action tomorrow. Again, we had the technical difficulties a little bit today. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull that off. But we'll stream something tomorrow. Lifted to the right side. And that is Brown squeezing that one for out number 2. So the first baseman picks up that one.
Had to call off Cal Gentry and looked like he was really interested in getting that little pop.
Yeah, that was Brown's territory, so right call there. Grayson Cottingham, second baseman. He's 0 for 1 today. A ground out to first base.
Grayson from right there in Florence. Went to West Florence High School. He's a senior this year.
Long look in over the mitt for King. The kick and the 1-0. Tried to check a swing, could not. It's a called strike there, and it's 1-1.
He's one of 2 Florence natives in the starting lineup for Coach Inhabitant Will Hardy at the top of the order is also from Florence. He went to South Florence High School.
Oh, it must have been quite the rivalry there,
Yes.
I imagine. North and South. Swung on and hit well to left field. Grazzini with a dive and grab. How about it? Comes up, skipping and hopping as that was out number 3. Took away extra bases on a dive and grab did Paul Grazzini. So Cottingham will head back to the field. Bobcats set him down in order. As the 4th, we will roll to the bottom half here. You're listening to Georgia College Baseball on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Highlight reel catch by Paul Grazzini finishes off the top of the 4th, and wouldn't you know it, Grazzini going to get things started here in the bottom half. Happens all the time.
Isn't that the way it works in baseball? You make a great catch to end the inning and come up to start off the next inning. So Paul did just a fantastic job of going to that right side, leaning out, laying out, making a grab. Use that extra speed like you were talking about, Al, in defensive purposes there.
Yeah, just a leaping catch as well. I mean, just every bit of Paul Grazzini went into that catch. That pitch misses outside. It's 1-0. Paul 0 for 1 today with a looking strikeout. That was in the second. Paul in his first year as a Bobcat, and really has made an impact on the lineup and in the field, as you saw just a moment ago. This one flared to the left side and foul.
But that one just kept riding in on the hands, and he just knocked it off the knuckles. Tried to pull the bat back as best he could and get some sort of heavy aluminum on it.
But squeak that barrel through a little bit. Thinking about a bunt, he gets it down. A little bit of surprise here. Going to try and take advantage of the speed, and no, they're going to get him at first base. Nice running play there by Maddox from third, as I think that was all bare hand there, right?
He did a great job of anticipating and getting down the line in a hurry to grab that little bunt. It probably had it been deadened a little bit more and made Maddox run a little bit more. It's possible that Paul could have beaten that one out, but it was a little bit too hard down the line.
So one down for Hunter Heiss. Heiss is over strikeout victim as well. Looking for a strike there.
Bobrovsky's been getting those letter high strikes.
You know, Heiss going to be one of the taller batters in the Bobcat lineup as well. I think he's about 6'4", 6'5"-ish. Rolled to the right side, comes up a little bit on Cottingham, but he stays down nicely on it for the out. 4-3 put out, and the Bobcats have the bases empty with 2 down.
Well, Bobrovsky feeling a little better about himself after giving up those 3 runs in the bottom of the third, and here in the fourth he's kind of rolling along with the ground outs.
Yep, throwing strikes, you know, getting ahead of batters. That's really the difference between these last 2 innings for the lefty. That pitch misses just outside to start off Mendlinger. Mendlinger 0 for 1. He struck out in the third.
Really spreads out at the plate, but then brings that front foot toward the plate with a high kick.
Sends that one to second as well. Stays down nicely for Cottingham, and he flips to first for out number 3. So 1, 2, 3 go the Bobcats on ground outs. 4 in the books now. It's Georgia College 3 and Francis Marion 0. Be right back with some more here on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Back to it in the top of the 5th inning. Bobcat fans here. Got some baseball for you today, folks. 3-0 the score. 3 runs on 1 hit, no errors for Georgia College, and for Francis Marion, no runs, 2 hits, 1 error. That's right, we've made it through 4 total innings and just 3 total hits so far for both squads combined. Pitchers getting the job done today. On a little bit of a chilly evening. Bill Hanna, the center fielder, set to lead off. He grounded out to the shortstop. Slider just misses inside to start off Hanna. Hanna came into the ball game at 3:13. Swings and chops that one foul. Left side. Bill Hanna, Jr., 5'8", 150 from Lake City, South Carolina, and Lake City High School. As expected, lots of Carolina influence for this Francis Marion roster. A couple of outliers, like a couple of Georgia kids, one from Iowa and Florida, Colorado, but mostly Carolina folk. Bobcats have focused last couple of recruiting classes really just strictly on Georgia. Cut on and missed, and Hanna's got a 2-2 count.
Georgia is definitely great in high school baseball. A lot of great programs, and Coach Eller's got a lot of good contacts.
Yeah, very baseball-rich state. And got him looking. How about that? Man, Kyle looking sharp today. As that is strikeout number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And out number 1 here in the 5th.
And Hanna gave up on that one, and Coach Nabonet is barking at the home plate umpire. But that thing just bent right over the heart of the plate, and definitely a strike.
Dalton Dabbs at the plate. He walked in his lone trip, so no official at-bats for him.
And it's not Darren Dalton, right?
No, it was Dalton
Okay.
Dabbs.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. We can got to clarify things, you know.
You know, I get my mindset on something like that was, and
Well, I set you up for it,
well,
too.
yeah, you did. You set me up for a lot of things, pal.
Dabbs, a sophomore from Sumter, South Carolina, Wilson Hall High School. Sumter, of course, the location of the tennis regional tournament in the fall every year that the Bobcats will play in, the ITA regionals. Right there in Sumter, at the big Sumter Tennis Complex. Pitcher taken for a strike there, and it is 1-2. Francis Marion looking at a lot of strikes right now.
Yeah, they're not being very aggressive at the plate.
Dabbs the catcher. Calls time, doesn't get it. The pitch. Thought about swinging at it. I'm going to check with that first base umpire. Said no, he does not go.
Yeah, he held up just enough.
Moved a three-man crew here in the Peach Belt Conference play. So we're going to get better positioning on those type of check swing plays as you get a man down each line now as opposed to somebody hanging out behind the pitcher. And there's one taken for a strike, another strikeout. Number 8 now here in the 5th.
Kyle just floated that changeup right over the plate.
Yeah, absolutely froze Dabbs. He had no thoughts of swinging at that pitch. 2 down, bases empty for Sam Stanskis. Stanskis struck out in the 3rd, swinging. He was at the dish trying to get a sacrifice bunt down and couldn't pull it off. Ended up in a strikeout. Swung on and lifted to the right side. Just barely on the outfield grass for Cal Gentry, and he squeezes that one for out number 3. So the Bobcats have set down 8 in a row now. Kyle King looking sharp as we head into the bottom half of the 5th. Let's see if we can get the bats going. It's going to be 9-1-2 coming up for Georgia College as we lead this thing 3-0. We'll be right back. Bottom half of the 5th inning.
Now batting for the Bobcats, number 3.
We're officially
Saunders.
halfway through this thing now. Right?
Very good.
Yeah, I think that's how that works.
9 divided by 2. Nicely done.
Yeah, the trailing team has batted in the 5th.
There you go.
Saunders jumping all over the first pitch and dropping it into center field for a single. Didn't give me time to tell you that he singled kind of like that his first at bat.
Nice night at the bottom of the order.
Yeah, so 2 for 2 for Mr. Jay Saunders. Saunders scored the first run of the ball game. That was back in the 3rd inning. And looking to add to it here. Got Austin Holloway as we head back to the top of the order. Holloway is 0 for 1 officially, reached on a walk and scored a run.
And now it looks like the umpires are retiring the baseballs, at least temporarily, once they get out to the outfield, because they just replaced that one.
There appears to be a dark patch, in shallow center there.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was just, straight up mud.
That's entirely possible, and that's exactly where Saunders served that one in.
Yep. And again, the ball hits that outfield and it just dies, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that maybe come into play as this game goes along. Hopefully it won't. Holloway at the plate. Saunders at first. Saunders with a stolen base to his credit already today. And tossed over to first there. Almost lost his footing as he went back to the bag. First base coach Bo Wellborn going to talk things over with him about maybe telling him to get the uniform dirty a little bit. Going to flip over to first again. Saunders stays on his feet. Again, stolen base for him. He is now 1 for 3 on the season after picking up that steal earlier in this ball game. Something has been available for GC. I don't know if it's a slower, big leg kick maybe from Bobrowski. Going to get a bunt down to the right side. Good sacrifice there as the first baseman, Nobles, wins the foot race.
And Nobles had to hurry to get there because the second baseman, Cottingham, was a little tardy getting over to cover the bag in case Nobles had to make the play, which he did. But a nice sacrifice to move that runner to second base and into scoring position. Bobcats now with 5 sacrifice hits on the season. Haven't really needed to worry about that too much with 80 runs scored in the first 7 ball games. That's just incredible. That's obscene. Average 11 runs a ball game plus.
Lots of hits, lots of runs. Bobcat offense getting it done. Frankly, the pitchers look sharp too. Sacrifice bunt there. Puts the runner in scoring position for Cal Gentry. Gentry 0 for 1 as well. He walked, scored a run back in the third, and then also flew out to left field. Hit here would probably plate Saunders, as he's shown some pretty good speed on a base pass. Breaking pitch, trickles outside. Thinking about a check swing there. Going to check with the base umpire. He says no. Gentry looking for his first hit. Bobcats have 2 hits in the ball game. They've both been for Saunders. I'm sure Jay would like to share that.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants to keep them all for himself. Pitch. Low and away, nipped the corner there. Good pitcher's pitch. Went with the fastball and just pinpointed it. And it's 2-2.
Yeah, not much that Cal could do with that one.
Yeah, he's probably going to just, roll that thing over, chop it to the left side for a ground out. Great pitch. 2-2. That one bounces in the right-hand batter's box. So the count runs full here to the Bobcats' second baseman. 245 hits in Cal Gentry's career. It's just outside the top 10 in school history. Got to get up around that 260 range to catch number 10, Brandon Purcell.
That won't be much trouble, I don't think.
Yep, a couple weeks probably, as that one's outside there for ball 4. So another walk. And it's 2 walks for Gentry today. Good patience from that senior second baseman.
Always has had a very good batting eye.
Stepping up to the plate, number 4, Cassius Young.
One thing that does do is bring the double play ball back into potential here as Cassius Young comes to the plate. First and second now with 1 out. Young is 0 for 1. Got hit by a pitch and then reached on an error. Did drive in a run with that error, so he's up to 11 RBI on the season.
I didn't realize you could get an RBI on an error. Have they changed that?
Well, it's if the run would have scored if he would have grounded out, right?
Okay.
So my ruling is that the ball went to the third baseman,
Mm-hmm.
and if he retired him across the diamond, that run was going to score anyway.
Gotcha.
So RBI it is. Pitch outside there, one of each now. 1-1 count. for Big Cash from Atlanta. This is one of the biggest shortstops you are going to see around. They should change the title for him. They call it a long stop. Yeah, yeah. Kind of got
We'll
a
be here
Cal
all night,
Ripken
folks.
kind of build to him, you know.
Be here all weekend.
Big powerful arm there at short as well. There's a pitch taken for a strike. 1-2. Young has been pretty sharp so far this year. .925 the fielding percentage. 3 errors in the early going. That does lead the team, but of course, typically your shortstops are going to lead the squad in that category. They just get more chances than anybody else. And that's rolled to short. Nothing at second. Going to have to go across the diamond. And that throw brings him off the bag. I'm going to say Cash beats that out anyway. That's an infield single, folks.
Yeah, that's close bang-bang play at first base, even if the throw is on target, I should say. And that will extend the inning. That's the good news. You knew they were not going to get the 2, and they couldn't get the 1. So now it's Cam Hill with a chance to add to the damage here.
Bases loaded again for the Bobcats, this time with Hill. Hill's 0 for 2, but he did drive in a run.
Whoa, healthy cut there.
Cam trying to add to it here.
he wanted to go yard.
No home runs yet for him on the season. Trying to make a difference in that right there. He's got 9 RBI on the year after driving in a run with a ground out in the third. Great chance here to add to that total. 0-1 pitch is due to the reigning freshman of the year. Cut on and miss there. That looked like he helped him out.
Yeah, and jammed him inside. There was no way he was going to really get solid contact, even if he does get something on the ball.
Sophomore from Marietta. Has been a great center fielder, and now he's got to shorten things up a little bit, protect up there. Came back inside and caught the plate. How about that? Big strikeout for the Patriots.
That was a delayed call, too, unless it was just staged by the home plate umpire.
And is out number 2.
And Cal with the 3-pitch strikeout, or Cam Hill, rather, with a 3-pitch strikeout.
Looks like strikeout number 6 of the ball game for Bobrovsky. He had those 5 in a row, and that had been it.
Yeah, that came at a really good time for him as that one gets back behind the Patriots dugout.
Yep, going to tip off the top of the dugout there. Hello, Kai Jeffries, for strike number 1. Soccer star Kai Jeffries on the first base dugout right now, running the cameras for us on the broadcast. Hope you're appreciating the tune in here. No,
didn't even
She's
flinch.
tough. She's tough. All-region player for the Bobcats. Big piece of the defensive line for Coach Gallagher's Bobcats. Swung on to the right. Going to get fouled back and out of play again. This is Casey Brown. Casey at the bat is 0 for 2 today. Strikeout and a fly to left.
I saw what you did there.
Yeah. Now this production that they're getting out of him this year, 407 average, a home run, 10 RBI, 10 runs scored. This is what they thought they'd get out of Casey last year. He had a bit of a struggle in his first season as a Bobcat a year ago. Had a strong fall, hit a couple of home runs, and it just didn't carry over, but he seems to be having a good start to this senior campaign. Sky to the right side there, though, and squeezed easily by Cunningham for out number 3. So the Bobcats threaten, and really credit to Bobrovsky and Francis Marion for getting out of that jam. That was a bases-loaded situation with just 1 out and no runs come across. How about that, Scott?
Nicely done. Really buckled down to get the last 2 outs he needed with that big strikeout, and it hopefully that's not going to come back to bite the Cats.
Yeah, if Francis Marion is able to come back in this one, they can kind of point their finger at this inning right here as a big part of the reason why. So that's it for the 5th. We'll come back with the 6th from here at Kurtz Field. Georgia College leading 3-0. We'll be right back. All right, folks, we're back to it here. Top of the 6th inning. We're kind of moving right along. Footloose and fancy free.
Oh, thank you. Now you just jinxed it.
Well, I mean, at least I finished off the rest with, I don't know, that's the Muppets, I believe. I think that's a Muppet tune. Moving right along. Will Hardy at the plate. Leadoff hitter is leading off the inning.
Yeah,
Got a
but
1-1 count.
you know what they say when you talk about how fast a ball game is going,
Yeah,
and you
just-
actually talk about it and say it
just
out loud.
Gonna screech to a halt. Big cut and a miss there. It's 1-2. Hardy, 1 for 2 today. He singled in his last at bat. That was in the 3rd.
It's been a nice pitcher's duel so far, and they've been in control here, setting the hitters down in order quite a bit, just like that
Swung
one.
on and missed. Down on
Wow,
strikes goes
nine,
Hardy.
9 for King right now. He's almost in double digits.
So King with 9 strikeouts. He's gotten Hardy twice now. 1 looking and 1 swinging.
And that one was a little up in the zone, and Hardy helped him out.
John Mitchell Carter, the left fielder, is 1 for 2. He doubled and then struck out looking. Pitch taken for a strike there. 2 hits for Francis Marion so far. The double for Carter. And the other safety was Hardy with the single in the 3rd. Went with the slider there, dipped into the dirt. And it's 1-1.
Carter, a freshman, so he cracks the lineup tonight for Coach Inabinit. He's out of Dillon, South Carolina, from Dillon High School.
John Mitchell Carter leading the Francis Marion squad in names. He's got 3.
Usually you see the hyphenated last names. You don't usually
Nope.
see a first name hyphenated.
Yep, so he's going to go with the hyphen there.
And props to mom and dad for that one.
Yeah. It was a tough time, filling out the top of your test paper and all that kind of stuff, I'd just go by John if I were him. That's a lot, and it's the short John as well, J-O-N.
it's-
Not going to
there's
give you the H on there.
No, no H.
He just wants the short one, understandably so. John Mitchell Carter with a flip back behind us. So the count is 2-2 with 1 down.
King has really gotten command of the breaking pitch in the last inning or so. And there it is again.
In the dirt, but swung on. Going to complete the play to first. And that is out number 2. Strikeout number 10.
That one was really in the dirt. It just broke off the table with that slider. And Carter just could not make any connection with it.
Now batting number 34.
King putting together
Will Gonzalez.
quite a nice little run here. 10 strikeouts already. We're only in the 6th. Pitch count at 78.
And we do have some bullpen work for GC.
Yeah, I think in the early going, at least last week, we were on a 75 pitch max. I mean, obviously King's been really sharp here, and plus we're a little bit later into the season, so there's those bullets in the gun. There might be a few more left. We got a 21 and a 42. I know 42's Bowen, the lefty.
And Chris Rollick is the other one, the right-hander.
Man,
Oh, that was pretty.
So looking at a strike there. I think maybe the changeup kind of darting low and away from the lefty. Has a lot of height out in that bullpen right now. Both those guys are about 6'6", I think. Be a good front line for the basketball squad.
Gano could use him.
Outside, and it's 1-2. Good waste pitch there, just off the edge to Gonzalez. 0 for 2 for Gonzalez. A ground out in the first, a strikeout in the 3rd. Swung on and missed. Gonzalez not pleased with himself, but I'm sure Kyle King is, as that is out number 3, strikeout number 11. And the Bobcats have now set down 11 in a row as well. Top of the 6th has come to a close. 1, 2, 3 they go. GC to come up in the bottom half, leading 3-0. It's going to be Grazzini, Heiss, and Menlinger when we come back. We'll bring you that action here on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. All right, so bottom half of the 6th. Oh, Scott, I missed the sock update, didn't I?
No.
Son of a gun.
Oh, man.
What did I do?
Well, you know, I'll be the nice guy and let you do it next inning.
Yeah,
okay?
I'm gonna have
You're
to.
gonna have to.
It's normally top of the.
Did you do it Wednesday? Last Wednesday?
Yeah,
Okay.
I did. We kind of went into it with a bit more detail because I was just by myself. But
Yeah.
oh man, this is disappointing. Grazzini at the plate. He's a little disappointed too. He's 0 for 2. Off the fist, back to the pitcher. Nice job coming off the mound to grab that, Bobrovsky. As he catches the pop up there.
Yeah, that hardly got above waist high, and Bobrovsky got off the mound in a hurry to get to that one, and Grazzini is not pleased right now.
And where that came off the fist there, there could have been spin on that ball. If that hits the turf, who knows where it's going to go.
Right.
And, Grazzini might have been able to beat it out. The third baseman probably playing pretty deep, so all sorts of things coming into play there. Hunter Heiss with a strike on the first pitch there. He is 0 for 2, a strikeout in the second, and a ground out to second in the fourth.
Tried to lay down a bunt on that first attempt and still caught the inside corner as he spun out of the way of it.
Bobrovsky working from the stretch here and lined right back at him. He knocks it down. Can he make a play? Throwing off balance? I think he got him. Yes, he did. Wow. Bobrovsky coming up sharp here in the 6th. First of all, knocking that ball down because that was headed to center field for a single for sure. Had lots of velocity to it. But instead, the 1-3 put out there and 2 down.
Yeah, I got robbed of that one. Excellent play by the left-hander. So he's trying to keep his team in the ball game and see if they can get their offense going the latter third of this contest. Mendlinger will have a talk with Coach Eller before he gets up to the dish.
All right, so Mendlinger 0 for 2 today. Got a strikeout in the third. In the fourth, he grounded out to second base. Would love to see Jay Saunders get to the plate again. He's one of the few fellows that's had some success today with a couple of singles. Be nice to have Jay bat with somebody on the base pass. Francis Marion stirring a little bit out in their pen as well. Looks like they got some early tosses. Everybody standing up out there. Pitch taken for a strike by Noah.
Their
Bobcats
reliever
have,
is so serious. Sorry, he's so serious he hasn't taken his
well, it's starting to
hoodie
get a
off
little chilly.
yet.
Yeah, I think we're into the 40s now because it's a little chilly. Bobcat bullpen has gone quiet. I think that probably means the end of the day for Kyle King. If you ask this guy, we might see a new arm next inning. Mendlinger with a 1-1 count. Big, powerful frame in the left-hand batter's box, and he puts a charge into this one, but it's foul and well foul out of play.
I got 48 degrees right now. Wind chill of 2 degrees, so it's 46 with the 5 mile an hour. At least it's less than it was howling out here for a little bit, which is nice.
1-2 the count to Noah Mendlinger. Mendlinger would be probably our best Scrabble hand on the team. It's a good number of letters right there. This is sent to short. Scooped there by Stanskis over to first in plenty of time for out number 3. So 6-3 goes the last put out there. And that brings a close to the 6th. Bobcats still lead 3-0, but it's been pretty quiet. Pitchers taking over here. All 3 runs came in the third, and then a bunch of donuts since. Top of the 7th. And the historic Scott McLeod taking over in just a moment. We'll be right back.
Well, Kyle King will toil on here in the 7th inning. He's up to 82 pitches for the contest, but he's got a 2-hit shutout to his credit, and he has retired the last 11 or 12 batters in a row. So a fantastic effort here for the right-hander Kyle King. He'll face Nobles, Maddox, and Cottingham here in the 7th.
11 strikeouts for the righty as well. And again, all this considering that he came to Georgia College as a catcher is particularly impressive.
Yeah, make it 11 batters faced and 11 batters down in a row since the 3rd inning. And the first pitch is low and inside to Nobles. Nobles with a ground out to short and a strikeout in the 4th inning. One of 11 fans, as Al said, for Kyle King. 1-0 pitch, got the outside edge. 1-1. Bobcats struck for 3 runs in the 3rd inning, and that's been the scoring so far. And GC has just barely out-hit the Patriots 3-2. Wailed on and fouled out of play to the right side. The count goes 1-2 now on the first baseman for Francis Marion, Nobles. The Greenville, North Carolina native waiting on the 1-2 offering from Kyle King.
I didn't know there was a Greenville, North Carolina.
Ground ball to shortstop.
South Carolina.
High throw, but staying on the bag and coming into foul territory to reel it in was Casey Brown. Yeah, Greenville is, I want to say, I think you and I have been there to be in that vicinity at least for one of the playoff ball games that we had. I'm trying to recall. I know we've been to Greensboro, North Carolina, but I think we've been to Greenville too.
Nice. Good footwork there by Young over at first. Brown over at first base to keep a foot on the bag.
Yeah, that toss from Cash kind of sailed a little bit. Todd Maddox takes a strike. He is 0 for 2 with a strikeout in the 2nd inning. And a pop out to first baseman Casey Brown, and he's quickly in an 0-2 hole. This early in the season, it's surprising that they're allowing Kyle King to go this late in the ball game with over 80 pitches. Ground ball sharply to 3rd. Nice play by Mendlinger. Comes in on the grass to make the throw and gets him with no difficulty at all. That one was sharply wrapped to the 3rd baseman, but Mendlinger up to the task.
Didn't look like a catcher playing third base on that one, did he?
Not at all. Not at all. And now Cottingham to the plate with the bases clear and 2 down for the Pats. Cottingham with a ground out to Brown, the first baseman, unassisted, and then a fly to left. That was that great play by Grazzini in the 4th inning. And King just sailing. Yeah. You talked about the rocking chair with the pitcher for the Patriots earlier. That's what King's in right now. He's just dealing it. He and Holloway are right on the same wavelength.
Yep, very comfortable out there, finding the zone and getting ahead of batters. All the things you want, all the boxes you want to check.
That one's fouled off, and the count goes to 1-2 as it ricocheted off the fencing in front of the Bobcat dugout. Speaking of fencing, we got a new windscreen up around the outfield area. That was just put up a couple of hours before they came out here to start batting practice. So congratulations and thanks to the physical plant folks for getting that put up in fine and quick fashion. Looks really nice. 1-2 pitch coming from Kyle King. Buzzed it by him. Strikeout number 12. And down go the Patriots again. That's 15 in a row set down by Kyle King. And we'll go to the bottom of the 7th inning. 7th inning stretch time at Kurtz Field. GC with a 3-0 lead on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Bobcats in the bottom of the 7th inning have the bottom of the order as Jay Saunders will start things off. He's had a perfect night, 2 for 2,
Now
with a
batting
stolen
Bobcats,
base
number
and a
3,
run scored.
Jay Saunders.
And then back to the top for Austin Holloway and Cal Gentry. Bobrovsky continues to throw for Coach Inhabitant and the Patriots. Saunders skies one out of play to the right side over past the bullpen area. They do have a righty up and throwing, but he's still got the hoodie on, so he can't tell you who is tossing in the Patriots pen. Bobrovsky's got to be up there in pitch count too. 0-1 pitch is inside.
Like that was 101 right there.
Gracious. 100 pitches in February.
Well, it's one way to stay warm, I guess.
1-1 pitch. It's tagged toward shortstop, comes up easily. Stanskus will toss on to first. And Saunders retired for the first time tonight. So we'll flip the batting order and see Austin Holloway at the plate. Austin with a walk and a sacrifice bunt.
Now batting number 7, Austin
0 for 1
Holloway.
officially. He grounded out to second in the first inning. That walk resulted later in the third inning with a run for GC. Bobcats had some golden opportunities to score earlier in this ball game, especially in that 5th inning. They loaded the bases with only 1 out, and Bobrovsky got out of that mess. Holloway back in at the dish, and an 0-1 pitch coming. Chip foul off the mask of the catcher, maybe the glove as well. And it's quickly 0-2 to the Bobcat catcher.
Scott, I have found it. Last time.
We're talking about the number of strikeouts in a
Yep.
ball game.
Right now we're at 12, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Last time we've had this many was 14. And that was the one and only Charlie Hecht.
Wow.
March 2nd, 2018. A 8-1 complete game victory over USC Aiken.
14 strikeouts for Charles.
Yep, old Charles. I think he ended up the all-time strikeout leader at Georgia College, if I'm not mistaken.
0-2 to Holloway coming with a 1 out, nobody on, and it's tapped back toward the mound. Couple of bounces. Bobrovsky fields his position well. Ooh, made it kind of interesting over there as Nobles had to dance around and find the bag.
Yep, old Noble's looking like a dancer out there as he Barishnikov twiddling around trying to find that bag in time. Just barely got it. It's made a very easy play, a very difficult one, real fast.
Bobrovsky has been fielding his position very well in the last 2 innings.
Yeah, very active out there. It's his reaction time has been key.
Especially for the long legs to be able to get them to move and get all over the place. 1-0 the count to Cal Gentry in search of his first knock. Had a foul out in left field in the first inning and then has walked the last 2 times. And he will tap it to second base. Got to charge this one quickly. And Cottingham throws a little high, but Nobles keeps the Tootsie on the bag. And that will do it for the Bobcats as they go out in order for the second straight inning.
MVP of that inning for Francis Marion is Nobles' Tootsies.
Yes, indeed. Go soak 'em when you're back in the hotel tonight, sir, and enjoy that. And we'll be back for the 8th inning. Georgia College with a 3-0 lead on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Well, the old catcher turned pitcher is back out on the hill again. 93 pitches so far for Kyle King, and 60 of them have been strikes. He's struck out a dozen Patriots so far and given up just 2 hits. One of them coming in the first, the other in the third, and it's been lights out since that third inning. As he struck out the last 2 batters he faced in the third, and then 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th out in order for Francis Marion. And the first pitch taken for strike 1 by Bill Hanna.
Scott, I missed it again. Sock update. I'm going to get it for you, okay?
Oh, my goodness.
I know you're excited about it.
We are in early season form, I guess. And the throw to first is not going to be in time. An infield single. Great effort by Young, but the throw was sidearmed into the dirt, and that's the 3rd hit of the contest and ends that 15-batter streak for the Patriots as they finally got somebody on the base paths. Looks like we've got a pinch hitter coming in.
Okay, new hitter here. That's going to be number 53, Derek Neal. He's 0 for 2 on the season.
So Neal will hit for Dabbs, wearing an offensive lineman's number. Batting here in the 8th inning with a runner at first base after the infield single by Hanna. So Hanna now 1 for 3 in the contest. And the Bobcats will gather on the hill to go over a quick scouting report. You turned
Sock update. It's time for it.
Okay, there you go.
Right field, center field, yes. Socks not showing for Grazzini in left. In the infield, same kind of deal. We got socks on the right side for Gentry. No socks for Brown, though, on the right side. And the left side, no socks showing as well. I believe Holloway behind the dish has the socks showing.
Yep.
Can't quite tell. Yeah, okay, so he does have them. And no socks showing for Kyle King as well. And that's going to be our second straight plate meeting, so we're going to get a pitch and change here, right?
Well, that wasn't a...
Oh, the first one wasn't?
It was just a call by the infield.
That was the infield.
Yeah, that
okay,
was just
I'm
the
sorry.
infield.
I thought I saw a coach out there.
But everybody's out of the dugout, as you can see probably, that the Bobcats are going to pull the plug on Kyle King. Kane Keith out there to talk it over. Got a bunch of Ks out on the mound, and there were a bunch of Ks for the right arm of Kyle King today. 12 strikeouts as he retires with a 3-0 lead, and the Bobcats have a pitching change. We'll tell you who's coming in just a second. So the Bobcats will go to the bullpen here in the 8th inning as Ashton Sturgill, right-handed sophomore from Evans, Georgia, comes on.
Sturgill making his 4th appearance of the year. They've all been in relief. No record, a 3.86 ERA. Just 2 1/3 innings pitched as he's kind of broken up, been a positional and situational type of guy. 2 hits against him, 2 runs, 1 of them earned, no walks, and a pair of strikeouts. Opponent's hitting .222 against Ashton Sturgill. He's a sophomore. Saw some good innings last year for GC.
6'4", 170. He comes from down under, and boy, does he come from down under.
Yeah,
My goodness, especially.
Good.
Yeah, with those long legs, he can get really low before he gets the ball out of his hand.
Sports medicine major, appeared in 14 games last year and pitched 10 total innings. So, again, very situational to try and get those right-handers out. He did have a 1-0 record and a .270 ERA with 6 strikeouts on the season. His victory came, first career win came against Georgia Southwestern, so in conference play.
Be interesting in Major League Baseball. Of course, you know that the new rule is you have to face 3 batters. You don't have the situational type pitching this year. So
I was not aware of that. Very interesting.
I actually told you something you
Yeah,
didn't know about baseball.
They're making some moves.
Yeah.
They're trying to speed up the ball game.
Exactly.
I know, number of mound visits. Our mound visits are also being kept track of. I know that.
Yeah, I saw the
by
home
the
plate
umpires.
umpire motioning to that, and even the batter visits. It looked like when Coach Eller was talking with Mendlinger.
Oh, they kept track of that.
I'm
as well?
not sure. The umpire turned back to the press box here and motioned, so I don't
I
know.
wonder if maybe I'm supposed to keep track of those. What do you think, Pat? If he looks at me and he's giving them to me, I mean.
Well, maybe he's looking at you for other reasons.
Yeah, that's quite possible.
First pitch is taken outside by Neal.
Big spot here is you have the infield single that takes your stud ace, who had been pitching so well, out of the ball game. You got to make a statement right away to make sure that Francis Marion can't get comfortable.
Evens the count 1-1.
Because if you open the door just a crack, I'm sure they're going to want to kick that thing in.
You bet. Neal is only, as you said, Al, has only had 2 plate appearances on the season. One of them was a strikeout. Sure could use one here.
Yep, 0 for 2 on the year. They were both in reserve role.
Runners going. Pitch is taken outside for a ball. Throw to second. Got him. Holloway with a gun to Cassius Young. Or was that Cal that took the throw? It was Cal. Yeah. So 2-4 on the putout on a caught stealing. The throw was away, and Holloway did a great job of getting out there to get it and then firing it down to second base. So Hannah cut down 2-4. And a 2-1 pitch due Neal here with nobody on and 1 out now. From down under, it misses away.
How big was that, Scott?
Ooh.
You know, trying to take advantage of a situation there. You got the new pitcher in. Maybe he forgets about the base runner. So Francis Marion thinking, hey, let's get that run into scoring position real sneaky-like here. And fortunately, Holloway able to gun him down at second base.
3-1 pitch, misses low and inside, and Hannah had been 3 for 3 in stolen bases prior to that attempt. So a 1-out walk for Neal as he will get to first base.
Yeah, that walk would have shoved the guy over to scoring position anyway. You know, all the stuff in hindsight continues to be interesting here.
Sam Stonkskas comes up.
Nope, not going to be Sam.
Nope.
We got another pinch hitter here. Looks like number 29, is it? It's number 29. That is Austin Moore.
So Austin Moore will take Stonskas's place. Batting here in the top of the 8th inning with 1 out and 1 on. And that will bring Kane Keith out of the Bobcat dugout, the pitching coach for Georgia College, and we may get a lefty to come in to face the left-handed batting of Mr. Moore.
We did have Bryce Bowen warming, and here comes Bryce Bowen.
So we see the situational reliever come in, and we'll talk to you about Bowen when he gets warmed up and when we come back on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Or the former pride of Elbert County High School comes on, and as Bryce Bowen, with one out and one on, he'll be facing a pinch hitter and Moore, the left-hander.
Bowen making his 4th appearance. They've all been in relief. He has a 1-0 record, a 1.23 ERA. 7 1/3 innings pitched, 3 hits against him, 1 run. It was earned, 5 walks and 8 strikeouts. Opponents hitting just 120 thus far against the lefty. Now Bowen, one of those guys that has been getting a look from scouts and things like that. Big, hard-throwing lefty is tough to ignore.
Yeah, 6'5" you're right. And
of course, the D1 transfer as well. And Bryce has been very sharp this year. Had a summer where he went down to the Florida Pitching Academy, I think it's called, and was able to work on the velocity a little bit and get that up. I believe he's up into the low 90s now with the fastball.
from Elbert County High School, went to Clemson University and then to Georgia College, and he pumps the fastball into Austin Moore for strike one. Moore coming in is hitting 200, 1 for 5 for the season. He has struck out 3 times as well. A 1 pitch to him, and he's rifling it down the right field line. That's a fair ball and extra bases. Moore just tags that one in the right field corner. They will hold the runner at third base. And a 1-out double for Austin Moore puts runners at second and third, and only 1 out in the 8th inning. So Moore did a great job of yanking that one just fair in the right field corner. So put Neal on at third base after the double by Moore, and then you go back to the top of the order for Hardy.
Batting number 5, Will Hardy.
Tough spot here, but you keep the lefty-lefty matchup working in your favor. I don't know if maybe you think about a potential walk here if you get behind in the count so you can try and get that double play ball.
Yeah, you got another lefty on deck as Bowen dumps a strike in, 0-1. Hardy has a 1 for 3 night going. He struck out twice against Kyle King and singled in the 3rd inning his middle trip.
Only problem with that, of course, is you're putting the game's tying run on the base path, so I got to think that'll keep that idea at bay.
Check swing, he went around, says the home plate umpire.
And so will an 0-2 count.
Yes, that'll
help the situation a little bit, too. Oh, goodness.
that'll change your mind in a hurry. GC has another lefty loosening.
Might be about time for Luke Scuttolari. I'm not sure.
Here's the 0-2 from Bowen. Nice block by Holloway as that one kept fading away from the left-hand hitter.
That's Jacob Hester warming up out there in the Bobcat bullpen. Along with the righty, I think that's Rollick up again.
Hardy has driven in a couple of runs so far this season. Would like to add to that total right here. A 1-2 pitch to him. Strike 3, took something off the pitch, and Hardy took it looking. That's the 3rd time he has fanned tonight, and the 2nd time he's been called out on strikes.
Might have a fresh batter here, guys. I think it's going to try and get the lefty-righty matchups even back out for Francis Marion. Looks like number 49. And that's going to be a Tanner Wakefield. Wakefield is 4 for 13 on the year, so a 3.08 average for him. Playing in his 7th ball game. He does have 3 starts as well, so we might see him later in this series. 2 runs scored. He's got a double among those 4 hits, and still looking for his first RBI of the season.
So 3 pinch hitters employed by Coach Inabinet here in the 8th inning, trying to get something going.
He's feeling like I am that this might be the opportunity. I don't know if you're going to get another one the way this ball game's been going, so got to strike while the iron's hot here.
Bowen fires fastball away, 1-0. Neal on at third, Neal at third and Moore at second after the walk on the double.
Got the outfield playing him to the opposite field quite a bit. Got Cam Hill considerably on the right side. And Paul Grazzini just made a big move as well in left field. So expecting him not to catch up with these pitches, I imagine.
That one's down in the dirt, and Holloway smothered it. 2-0.
Either that or the scouting report is to pitch this batter outside. So everything will go to the right side if he does make contact. Infield is about straight up. But that outfield pulled considerably to the opposite field.
2-0 pitch from Bowen. That one nipped the outside corner, taken all the way by Wakefield.
Needed that one, as that was right on the edge, kind of a 50-50 ball there, and got the call. 2-1 looks a heck of a lot better than 3-0.
Wakefield back in his home state, native of Gainesville, Georgia, out of Kings Ridge Christian School.
Gainesville, that's up in the mountains there, right?
Yes, sir. 2-1 pitch. Check swing, ground ball to first. That'll get the out, and that will do it. Bowen strands 2 runners in scoring position as Wakefield grounds harmlessly to Brown at first base. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 runners left in scoring position. GC could use some insurance as they bat in the bottom of the 8th when we come back here on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Well, with all the changes, the Patriots have a new shortstop in Kahn. Neal is the new catcher. Got a new left fielder as well, as Carter was hit for by Wakefield. We'll wait and see if he's taking a spot in the outfield. And the first pitch by Braden Berry is down low, ball 1 to Cash Young. Berry comes on as the relief pitcher, first reliever for the Patriots out of Wilmington, North Carolina, from New Hanover High School. 5'10", 185-pound sophomore, and a cut and a miss for strike 1.
Did you get his numbers there,
I didn't
Scott?
get all the. No, I did not get the numbers. Go ahead.
Okay, so he's making his 4th appearance. Sorry, I just was stepping away there. I didn't hear what you had said so far. Braden Berry with no record and a 13.50 ERA. Giving up 6 earned runs, 7 of them total in 4 innings. And that one gets down into foul territory. Got a couple of walks and 4 strikeouts, does Braden Berry. So that's all the stuff there.
So I guess Berry was the guy with a hoodie on that kept trying to stay warm down in the bullpen.
I think you are right.
Yep.
Now, the rest of the substitutions, right? So
yeah,
we got
I've got the catcher and the shortstop.
Okay, and new left fielders Tanner Wakefield. He
That is
stayed
Wakefield.
in.
Okay.
as a pinch hitter. And I think that's all three, right? Didn't they just have the three
they
spots?
Had the three, right.
Okay.
So those are your changes thus far for Francis Marion in the bottom of the eighth.
Short.
Tap foul, third base side.
Kahn's the only one, of course, making his first appearance in the ball game, as that was a different pinch hitter, and he came in now for the defensive replacement. He's a senior, 5'11", 175 from Durham, North Carolina. Is Brian Kahn. He's playing in his 7th ball game. He does have one start on the year.
Cash Young has been on base every single time tonight. He was hit by a pitch, got on a fielding error with an RBI in the 3rd inning, and then a base hit in the 5th inning. So the Bobcat shortstop leading off the 8th in GC, holding on with a 3-0 lead over Francis Marion. Bobcats risking their unbeaten record, both overall and in the Peach Belt.
Bobcats with a very interesting setup for their lineup as they go through. They flip-flop lefties and righties back and forth the entire lineup.
Yep.
You just can't get into a groove as a relief pitcher or try and work the matchups against us, because coming right up on deck is the other side of the plate.
Ripped to left, and it'll get through for a base hit. Young just turned on that one, got it screaming past Maddox for his 2nd base hit of the contest, and the hits are even at 4 apiece now. And a good start to the 8th inning for Georgia College. So here's Cam Hill. Hill struggling tonight with a strikeout in the 1st, swinging, a ground out to 2nd, which produced a run in the 3rd inning. His 9th RBI of the year, and he was caught looking at strike 3 in the 5th inning. Toss to first, back standing up is Cash Young.
Got 2 stolen bases today. That's a good idea to throw over there.
Barry's pitch is over but low, boxed around out in front of the plate by the backup catcher, Neal.
No action in the Patriot bullpen as of yet. So this will be up to Barry for the immediate time being.
That one's lifted to left. It's going to get down. And it might be scooting him to 3rd, and it will, and maybe get a double out of it. And it will. 2nd and 3rd. Cam Hill gets a 2-bagger. That one was not your ringing double, folks, but it just hit it right down that line, and the left fielder had a long way to go to get it.
Well, he took the pitch that he was given, had that outside half of the plate, just kind of flipped the bat out there and went where the pitch was, dropped it into left field, picking up 2 bags. And setting us up with 2 in scoring position and having to move the infield in now for the Patriots. It's tough.
They got to choke it off here. And Casey Brown has the angles open up for him just a little bit. The set and the pitch from Barry. Breaking pitch, almost got his shoulder. 1-0. They've got a right-hander up and throwing very quickly there in the bullpen. GC now with the advantage in the hits at 5-4. Stretch, the 1-0. Cut on and missed, and Brown got fooled by that one. And an awkward swing. On the night for the Bobcat first sacker, he is sitting on an 0-for-3 contest. A strikeout, a fly to left, and a pop-up to the 2nd baseman. The 1-1 to him. Strike on the inner 3rd. GC with a single and a double to start the 8th inning. Opportunity for the Bobcats to put some more on the board. Down low, again a good stop by Neal. Bobcats last real scoring threat was back in the 5th inning when they had the bases loaded and only 1 out.
Scott, with that last hit, Cam Hill now tied for the lead in all of Division II in hits so far this year.
That one's tapped to third, checks the runner back, throw across to first base is in time. That's out number 1. So 1/3 of the way down for the Patriots to get out of a mess in the 8th inning.
18 hits now on the year for Cam Hill. That ties him with Blake Maddie of Colorado Christian University.
Wow. Nice job there, sir.
So, yeah, checking that out. And they're not playing tonight, so
okay.
Another hit potentially. Hopefully you won't get up again, but another hit potentially later this ball game, and he could be your nation's leader in hits.
Well, hey, we could hit around. That'd be all right.
Yeah, let's do that.
Here in the 8th inning. Pitch is high and away to Paul Grazzini, and Paul is desperate for a knock. Struck out looking in the 2nd inning. Ground ball to the third base in the 4th, and in the 6th inning, a little soft pop-up to the pitcher, and that's a balk. He dropped the baseball while he had the foot on the rubber. So Barry called for the balk, and that will get a run to cross the plate. It's 4-0. Oh, my. You just rarely see one like that. As Cash Young scores, Cam Hill goes to third, and Grazzini is on at the plate with only 1 out. And he wails away at the first pitch and almost took the head off the on-deck circle hitter.
How unfortunate spot there for Barry is, that drop baseball allows a run to come in. He had done a pretty good job so far getting that initial out of the inning without any damage, keeping those runners on 2nd and 3rd. He was in a tough spot.
Chipped foul to the backstop. 1-2 now on Paul Grazzini. It looked like, was he trying to transfer the ball to the bare hand?
Yeah, I think that's all it was.
Yeah.
Is just he was getting set on the rubber,
right,
and just lost the grip of the baseball.
But he was in contact with the rubber.
Very unfortunate, and that ends a impressive scoreless streak that this ball game has had. All the way back in the 3rd inning was the last time we had a run. Both defenses and pitching staffs have been sharp since.
Ground ball to right, that's a base hit, and Hill will score easily as Grazzini took that one almost off the top of the plate and steered it to right field. So Paul gets an RBI, his first base hit of the ball game, and it's 5-0 Georgia College on top.
GC taking advantage there of the infield in scenario. I'm not real sure if the second baseman would have gotten to that ball regardless.
Right.
But he had no shot when he was playing so far in.
Coach Abbott's making the slow walk, and we've already got a pitching change, so the Patriots will make a change here in the 8th inning. The Bobcats have added 2 to make it a 5-0 lead, and we'll be back to the Kurtz in just a minute. Patriots go to a right-hander from the bullpen. Chad Wallen comes in to try and close the door on the Cats.
Wallen making his 3rd appearance of the young season. No record and a 6.75 ERA. 1 1/3 innings pitched thus far. 1 hit against him, 2 runs. Just one of them earned, a pair of walks, and 1 strikeout. Chad Wallen, a junior, 6'2", 210 from Brunswick, Georgia. So we see another Georgian see some action here. and went to Glen Academy High School. Brunswick, that's down southeast, right?
In the coast area,
Yeah.
yep, south of Savannah. And Heiss will stay on as the DH, it looks like.
The one and only Andrew Madden is a school teacher down there in that Brunswick area. I don't know if you remember Andrew. He was the graduate assistant for the Sports Information Office when I first started 13 years ago.
Yep.
And so he was doing things in the interim until I got here in December time. And, yeah, I think he's a school teacher down there in Brunswick someplace.
How
I don't know
about
which
that?
school.
Pitch to Heiss is outside. Speaking of Andrews, the incomparable Andrew is in charge of our broadcast back there.
All those camera angles making things happen back there.
Andrew Rochford, our longtime assistant on the game of the week on our high school football nights, and taking charge of the broadcast here tonight. Grateful that we could get it on tonight.
Yep. Had a little bit of a stumble out of the blocks, but I think we've been good since.
Well, they've been better than I have. I know that.
Okay.
Toss over to first and back safely is Grazzini.
Yeah, had Paul on a lean there a little bit. I think he might have been thinking about taking off or at least extending his lead some.
Hunter Heiss hitless in 3 trips to the plate with a strikeout, a ground out, and another ground out. And he will hit it past the third baseman. Maddox didn't get the glove up quickly enough, and that'll scoot Grazzini to third in a hurry. So GC still hitting. And leading 5-0 as Heiss picks up his first base hit of the contest. Noah Menlinger will come up now.
See, Grazzini again showing good speed there because the ball's in front of him.
Right.
And he's still able to take that extra bag. Typically, you have to have it, behind you for you to take 2 bases on a single, but was able to jump right onto it.
Menlinger with a strikeout, a ground out to second, and a ground out to short. So Noah trying to get in the hit column. First pitch to him outside. The only guy with more than 1 hit in this contest for the Bobcats is waiting on deck. That's Jay Saunders. He had a base hit his first 2 trips.
Yeah, there's only been 7 hits for GC in this contest thus far.
Yeah, spreading it out.
Got to imagine if you told Coach Nabnett he was going to hold us to 7 hits in the ball game, he would take that 10 times out of 10.
Sure. Time had been called by Menlinger. Heiss at first, Grazzini's on at third with 1 out and 2 more runs in for the Bobcats here in the 8th inning. Toss to first, and Wallen chases Heiss back. The right-hander with the set. Here comes the 1-0 to Noah. Floater, just danced across the outside corner. A slow dance across. It is Valentine's Day, of course. So it's 1-1. The righty deals, chopped on and fouled off at the plate. Just got the end of the bat on it. Again, it looked like the changeup was going to elude Menlinger's bat, but Noah got a piece of it. But he's still down 1-2. Bobcats with 7 hits compared to 4 for the Patriots. As Al said, been a lot of donuts up there, or bagels, or goose eggs, or whatever you want to call it. Ground ball back toward the box. They're going to try and go to first, and then he stumbles and no play at first, and the run scores. He wanted to go to the plate, but the catcher was out in front of the plate to try and field that one himself. Nobody home at home, and Menlinger gets himself an infield single and an RBI. So the Bobcats have plated 3 more here in the 8th inning. They got 3 in the 3rd. And here's Saunders. And for Noah Mendlinger, that'll be his 9th run batted in of the year. Saunders with a 2 for 3 night. Looks at one low and away. So Noah joining the hit parade late, just like Heiss and just like Grazzini here in the 8th inning. One more at bat, and everybody got a hit. Breaking pitch in for a strike. One and one the count on Jay Saunders. That one's going to be lifted in the air to right field. Hardy with the catch for out number 2. So we'll see another at bat for the leadoff hitter for the Bobcats in Austin Holloway. This will be his 5th plate appearance. He's got an 0 for 3 game working, unfortunately, but he has walked and had a sacrifice bunt. The walk resulted in a run in the 3rd inning. Change up, fouled off at the plate, back to the backstop. 0-1 on the Bobcat receiver out of Eastside High in Covington, Georgia. Holloway, a 3-time captain in both baseball and football at Eastside.
Yeah, Eller likes those football players, likes the extra bit of toughness, and kind of treats his squad a bit like football. I know that during the pregame when they shift their batting practice groups, you know, like when they shift from one group to the next, they blow a whistle. In practice, they blow a lot of whistles,
yeah,
you know, to move from one drill to the next drill. It's very, very football regimented that way, football-esque.
Nice backhand stop by the catcher. 2-1 now the count on Austin. I believe he was the quarterback there at Eastside High.
Now he's got the arm for it, I imagine.
Definitely.
Right?
That was popped in the air. Hardy with a long run, but he will get there in time and make the catch. But Georgia College picks up 3 runs. The Bobcats do it on a total of 5 hits in the inning. We'll go to the 9th. Bobcats up now 6-0. You're on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Ninth inning rolls around here at the Kurtz, and it'll be Gonzalez, Nobles, and Maddox up against Bryce Bowen, who is on to pick up a possible save here. Came on with a 3-0 lead, and now it's 6-0, but he does have a chance to record a save. Hey, we got a Bobcat bingo winner just at the very end.
Wow, that was could potentially be the last chance there. Big time.
Gonzalez, lefty against lefty, takes a strike.
Scott, are we working through portions of the lineup that have seen Bowen already? Where
Let's
did he
see.
come in? I don't think I marked him.
And that pitch is taken for a ball. See if I can even read my. Bowen came on against Moore, the number 9 hitter. For
Okay, so these are
replacing-
still
guys
fellas
that-
taking their first look
yeah,
at him.
first look at him.
That always
Gonzalez helps a pitcher usually. Fouled off at the plate, 1-2 still on Lenio Gonzalez, who is 0 for 3 in this one.
Got
A couple of
the,
strikeouts.
Sorry, Scott, got the Rhinestone Cowboy Chris Rowlick ready to go out in the bullpen if we need him.
Let's hope that Bowen can mow him down here. Bowen mowing. And it's outside, 2-2. Bobcats and Patriots again tomorrow, 2 o'clock first pitch.
Big shift for Cam Hill in center field. They moved him from the right side of second base all the way over to the left side.
And this one's popped right up the chute. Who's going to call for it? Holloway is called off by the first baseman, Bowen, 2/3 the way down the line. Nice job communicating by the Bobcats.
Yep, Casey Brown snagging that one, just barely in fair territory for the first out. 2 outs away from
Now batting number
Peach Belt
44,
Conference win here.
Nobles.
Darius Nobles at the dish. Couple of ground balls to Cash Young, the shortstop, and a strikeout in between those 2 ground balls. And he looks at a strike, 0-1. Bowen just rearing back and bringing it with a 6-0 lead. We've doubled them up in the hit column as well. Francis Marion with the only error of the game. That one's on the inside part of the plate. Nobles didn't think so, but he's down in a 0-2 hole. Change up, popped up again, back behind the plate. Holloway hurls the mask away, but it'll wind up on the concrete walkway. And the count remains 0-2 on Nobles. Chasing a spectator away from her chair down there.
Yep, ran out of real estate by just about maybe 6 feet or so.
Bowen from the far third base side of the rubber. Lefty going to try and sweep it across the plate on these righties. 0-2 pitch. Tap foul toward the GC dugout. Nice play in front of the dugout. Bryce's 0-2 pitch once more. That one's skied out to the right side. Other conference games today and tonight. Still in progress probably. Southwestern at Flagler down in Florida. Pembroke played at Columbus State this afternoon, a 4 o'clock first pitch. Lander at Claflin.
Of course, Claflin, the newest member of the Peach Belt Conference
Yep.
in baseball.
Baseball only. North Georgia at USC Aiken, a 4 o'clock start as well. And there were 3 non-conference ball games on this Friday.
Got another delay here, looking into the Bobcat dugout. Are we waiting on some baseballs, or?
Hopefully nobody started a grill in the Bobcat dugout like they did out in left field.
Not sure what that was, but they're back to action now.
So Bowen will go 0-2 again. Just missed low. 1-2. Augusta was taking on Saginaw Valley State. Young Harris was playing at Albany State tonight, and Augusta also playing against Anderson at Anderson. Hopefully the weather's going to hold out for everybody. They can get all the conference games in this weekend. And then we turn back to rain on Monday, I think. GC's supposed to play Tuesday at home against Savannah State. That one's skied to center field. Long run. Hill's not going to catch up to that one. Nobles digs for second. He will make it. as the throw gets away from the infield, backed up by Bowen. So Nobles keeps the hopes alive with a one-out double here in the ninth inning.
That was one of the hardest hit balls of the day, Scott. Saved it for the last inning there. That was hit sharp.
Well, we said that Nobles has some power, and he proved it right there.
Yeah, that double, let's see. So he's got 3 doubles and a home run in his 7 hits now on the season. 5th hit of the ball game for Francis Marion. Gives them a little bit of life here. Still trailing by 6, so the tie-in run is well in the dugout. But getting 6 runs starts with 1, right?
You got to get 1 before you can get more, right? Pitch is low on the at the knees, I guess. And Maddox looks at strike 1. Maddox without a hit tonight. Todd has struck out, popped out to first, and grounded out to third. Chops it foul, almost got a piece of Coach Abbott. 0-2 now. 1 out, runner at second base in the 9th. Bowen trying to slam the door on the Patriots and preserve the shutout here. He came on in the 8th inning. Surrendered a leadoff double by Moore to the first batter he faced. Then got a strikeout and ground out unassisted the first baseman, Brown. Holloway has to come out of the crouch to snag that one. It's 1-2. They've got Maddox shaded slightly to right now. Hill will line up just about straight away. He danced to his right a few steps. 2-2 now the count.
Bowen throwing hard here in the 9th. Seems like he's amped up a little bit extra.
That one's skied to the top of the backstop. Still 2-2. He had been successful in the 8th inning with a couple of change-ups. I think his MO has been to throw hard, but sometimes you got to do what gets past the batters. The 2-2 pitch. That's hit in the air to right center field, and Hill's not going to track that one down. That should score the first run of the night for the Patriots. No, they're going to check him into third and hold him there. Hill got over there very quickly, apparently, as Maddox gets the second straight double off Bowen. But Nobles was halted at third base.
Now batting number 8, Grayson Cottingham.
And Grayson Cottingham, the second baseman, will get another swing here. GC will talk things over without a visit from the dugout.
Well, Scott, I was watching the runner on that play, and Nobles wasn't sure that the ball, I don't think he caught it right off the bat real well, so he went back to the bag to tag. So he didn't actually start going until almost when that ball hit the ground out in right center. So he got a real bad jump, and then Coach Abbott, knowing that they need 6 and not 1, decided, it's going to take more than just this one hit, so I'm going to pull you back here.
Bobcats charged with a mound visit, I guess. Even though no coach came out of the dugout.
Yeah, maybe you only get so many of those too. I don't know. Again, he's signaling up here, so apparently I'm supposed to be keeping track of these. So the folks listening at home, I'm sorry. I guess I'm not sharp in my duties here.
Guess we better figure that out, huh?
Yeah.
First pitch to Cottingham is up high. It's 1-0. Cottingham ground out to Brown at first base. Fly to left on the great catch by Grazzini in the 4th inning. And then a strikeout victim, the 12th strikeout for Kyle King. Oof. And that one misses low. So Bowen's having a bit of an issue trying to throw some strikes here in the 9th inning.
Bobcats have kind of pulled the corners in a little bit. And actually the middle infield is kind of a little bit more shallow than they have been earlier in this ball game. I think there's a little bit of a desire for these guys maybe to hang on to this shutout if at all possible.
Bowen deals, fastball just away, and it's 3-0. One more bad one to load him up. So we may see the Rhinestone Cowboy before this night is done. Bowen with a long look into Holloway. Offers up a 3-0 pitch to Cottingham. And it's nowhere near. Almost got a piece of him. So the bases are juiced for the Patriots here in the ninth inning with only one down.
Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to focus when you have the big advantage. And going to need to get dialed in here real quick. I think we got a pinch hitter here, guys. 55, Jake Benoit. Yes, 55, Jake Benoit going to grab a bat here. Jake is 0 for 3 on the year, played in 3 ball games, so I'm going to guess that's probably 3 pinch hit opportunities that he's had thus far this season. Jake wears number 55. He's a sophomore, 6'1", 170 from Charlotte and Providence High School.
Kane Keith is out of the Bobcat dugout.
I wonder if that might be the end for Mr. Bowen here.
Well, you got a right-handed hitter against a left-hander Bowen. You got a righty in the Bobcat bullpen.
Yep.
I'm not going to bet the Valentine's Day dinner on it, but looks like the call will be made pretty quickly here.
Well, you didn't get a Valentine's Day dinner anyway because
No,
you were hanging out with me.
Had an Atkins bar. Does that count?
I think so.
Okay. And
Long
the
conversation here.
talk continues. Kane Keith now going to talk to the home plate umpire.
Yeah.
Kane's a friendly fellow.
Yeah, just kind of laying it all out there, getting conversations.
What do you
with
think
everybody.
I should do?
Yeah, should I take him out? And apparently the ump said yeah.
Yeah, he agreed with him.
All right, so we will get the Rhinestone Cowboy, folks.
Chris Rollick will come on to replace Bryce Bowen, who is did a good job of getting out of the 8th inning. Got the first out of the 9th, but then loaded the bases on back-to-back doubles and a walk. And we'll tell you about Chris Rollick in just a minute here on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Georgia College goes to the bullpen in the 9th inning with a 6-0 lead with the bases loaded for the Patriots, and Chris Rollick is charged with trying to get out of this mess.
Rollick making his 3rd appearance. No record and a 10.80 ERA, so a rough start for the sophomore. 3 1/3 innings pitched, 8 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, 5 walks and 5 strikeouts. Chris now giving up 444 opponent batting average. Real solid as a freshman a year ago, Chris was at the back end of the bullpen. Had 1 start this year. I think he got the start against Mount Olive, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't last very long on Saturday down there in Tampa against Mount Olive, number 20 team in the country. So we had to do a little come from behind in that ball game. So that's why the inflated numbers for him, as he just hasn't really seen a whole lot of action other than that 1 appearance where he got knocked around a little bit.
He'll be facing the 4th pinch hitter of the game for the Patriots, and Jake Benoit, 0 for 3 on the season. All pinch hits, it looks like, and he takes a strike. He has struck out once this season and has walked once.
Well, Scott, now that will wipe off the potential save
Right.
as well, as this is not a save situation for Rowlick either. The tying run is still in the dugout.
The set from the big guy. That one's floated into left center field. Going to get down in front of Hill, and a run will score. They'll check the runner at third, and it's a 6-1 ball game as Benoit delivers a soft single to left center.
Yeah, a little station to station for Francis Marion. Again, Coach Nabonet in his 20 years of experience knows that it's going to take more than just one hit into the corner. And so he picked up the one run that he was sure he could get.
Now batting number 53.
Cam Hill overran the ball a little bit, so I think they might have been able to snag another run there. But playing it safe, and rightfully so.
Got Maddox now at third, Cottingham at second, and Benoit with his first hit of the season is on at first base.
And Neal at the plate, the new catcher, came in as a pinch hitter last inning.
And walked.
Was that last inning or 2 innings ago?
That
2 innings
was-
ago.
No, that was last inning. It was
Oh,
a long
jeez.
time ago.
Just
It does feel like
Feels
it's
like it,
forever
yep.
ago. He was batting against Sturgill.
Pat
And
says it's my fault for saying it was going fast. But
I told you.
was that when it happened?
I'm not sure. Probably wasn't. No, I think we were talking about sailing along about the 6th inning or so. But thanks for backing me up, Pat.
That's what it's all about.
That's right. Back up the old man. 6-1 ball game. Bobcats have the bases loaded against the Patriots, and there's a strike 2, 1-2 now on Neal.
Chris Rowlick, 6'6", 215. Last 2 summers has made the respective all-star teams in the summer collegiate bat leagues that he's been in. One up in Atlanta area there. And then last year he was in the Coastal Plain League.
Fastball drilled foul off a light standard. That was ticketed to the softball diamond, but it wound up crashing against the concrete, and it's 1-2. Moore would be next, unless the Bobcats can turn 2 and get out of this.
Bases all loaded up. Lots of places to find outs. That's the one positive you got.
Check swing. Did he go? They will appeal. I would hope they would appeal. Yes, they do. Oh, my. First base umpire said he held off.
Yeah, not sure on that one, but he's got the better view of it down there for sure. It was a real close one. Neal doing a good job not breaking those wrists.
So 2-2 the count on him with a 1 out and no place to put Neal. As the Patriots have filled the bases here in the 9th. Here comes Rollick's 2-2. There's a cut and a miss as he might have helped him out on a pitch high and away.
I think you're right, Scott. I think that was out of the zone. Tough to lay off those pitches up, but it's even tougher when the guy's 6'6", hurling it at you probably above 90-something. First at bat of the ball game for the new shortstop, Brian Kahn, as he takes to the plate now.
So Kahn takes over that number 9 spot. And he bats with 2 out and 3 on.
Kahn 0 for 4 on the year. Got a run scored as he walked in one of his plate appearances.
Fastball right at the knees over the heart of the plate, and it's 0-1.
Right now he's the last hope for the Patriots here today.
GC with 3 in the 3rd and 3 more in the bottom of the 8th inning, and Francis Marion waited till the 9th here to tally a run. Bobcats hope that's the only one they'll get. Rollick with the set. The 0-1 up high. The heater got a little away from Chris.
Yeah, he's popping that mitt pretty good down there. Got to finish things through, get those pitches down a little bit. Got Connor Darling warming up in the Georgia College bullpen right now. Again, hopefully you don't need him. No offense to Connor.
Fouled out of play, and the Patriots are down to their last strike. but it would be fitting for Darling to come in on Valentine's Day. Maybe not in this regard. We wouldn't need him, hopefully. Rollick's ready as 1-2 pitch. Fouled straight back. Staying alive is Kahn.
Yep, just a little bit underneath that one. Brian Kahn, senior, taking on the sophomore here. Looks like a 4-year guy for Francis Marion out of Cedar Ridge High. Long
Bent
delay
over
here at the plate. I'm
Yeah.
surprised he didn't call time there.
1-2 again. Strike three, ball game. And the Bobcats pull one out here, hold on for a 6-1 win. They gave up the 1 run here in the 9th inning after getting some insurance in the bottom half of the 8th inning. So Kyle King gets the victory for the Bobcats in this one. He goes to 2-0 on the season, and that earned run average is going to drop off the face of the earth again. It started at 0.82, and he was brilliant tonight with 12 strikeouts in his 7 innings of work. He held them scoreless and shut down the Patriots. 15 straight batters went down in order during the middle part of this ball game. So
Yeah,
a
12
big win.
strikeouts there. That's your Zaxby's player of the game. It's Kyle King. Let's see. So what do we got coming up here, Scott? We got tomorrow. Going to give you some 1 p.m. softball, hopefully on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. We'll be over there at 1 p.m. start for North Greenville and Georgia College. And then over here at 2 p.m., we're hoping to give you both barrels of that stream. If we have to cut one, I hate to say it, folks, but I'll probably do the softball since we have the 3 games this weekend for GC baseball. But we're going to try and get our technology issues figured out and hopefully give you both barrels tomorrow. Thank you so much for being a part of this broadcast here, Scott. If we'll see, hopefully we can bring you some more action tomorrow.
All right, thank you, Al. Thank you to Andrew Roachford. Thank you to Connor and Kai Jeffries, manning and womening the cameras out front on a cold night here in Milledgeville. We appreciate you joining us. Bobcats a winner, 6-1 over Francis Marion. Same 2 teams again tomorrow. That'll be a 2 o'clock first pitch here at the Kurtz. Hope you have a good night, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day, and go Bobcats.